As a full disclosure, I sit on the Great Rivers Greenway board representing St. Charles, and we keep their feet to the fire. One of the best ones, one of the good ones over there, is the Director of Communications, Emma Klues. It's her married name. And you're here to talk about the Mary Meacham Festival going on May 7th. Now, first of all, who was Mary Meacham?
Mary Meacham was a free colored woman that helped people cross the Mississippi and the Underground Railroad.
And we know that Harriet Tubman was the woman who started the Underground Railroad. She's now going to be on the $20 bill. Is it true that the last stop on the Underground Railroad is just north of the Eads Bridge?
Definitely the first nationally recognized stop in Missouri is just there at the Mary Meacham Center.
And explain to people where the Mary Meacham Center is.
It is on the Mississippi River, literally on the riverfront, along our greenway that runs along that area, near the MSD plant.
Sure. Now, if you take your bike along the path, you can pass it. But for those who aren't necessarily on that bike path, what's another way to get there?
Well, if you're coming to the festival on Saturday, then you can actually come down Hall Road to Prairie, and you can come park along the levee there, and then there will be a shuttle to get you to the site.
Gotcha. Now, what's going on Saturday?
Saturday is a big festival. They've been doing this for 14 years, so every year it celebrates a different year in history, and this year is 1866, so the war is over, slavery has ended, and everyone's trying to figure out what comes next.
Yeah. Now, there's a building there. Mm-hmm. Now, it's obviously a newer building. It wasn't there in the 1850s and 1860s, but that was the spot? What was there originally that sort of made this one of the entry points?
It was really just a spot where people gathered to be able to make the trek across.
So they just said, there's a tree on the Mississippi, go there and wait for a boat and we'll come get you.
Yep, I would assume something like that. Now there's an old Coast Guard building that we use as a visitor center to give people, water and snacks on the trail.
Talk about the visitor center, because people don't know about that. It's a great bike path from the arch all the way up to the Chain of Rocks Bridge and back, but there's a place to stop off at this Mary Meacham place.
Yes, we have partnered with the Urban League with their Save Our Sons program, so we have Greenway guides that are there to give out water and snacks. There's a restroom. You can get information about Mary Meacham or about the Greenway and find out more about what you're seeing.
And also, if your bike breaks down, it's sort of a place to go and get help too.
Absolutely. They are trained in bike mechanics as well.
And it's staffed quite often, right?
Wednesday through Sunday.
Through Sunday. And I would highly recommend, even if you're not a very good biker, that is a very simple bike path from the arch all the way up to the Chain of Rocks Bridge and back. You see a lot of history, right? You pass through all sorts of history on that.
Absolutely. It's really a chance to reconnect with the river, because there are not only are there historical sites, but also industrial sites. We are still a working riverfront city, and there are things that you can see along the way there. Recycling plant, MSD, other industry that you don't really see in your everyday life.
Yeah.
It's a nice ride.
It is. It's fun. Okay, so what do we need to know about Saturday?
So it's going to be from 11 to 6. It's this Saturday at that site on the riverfront.
Right.
So there will be performances, entertainment, a choir competition, historical reenactments, a sunset flag ceremony, and then a barn dance with called dances at the end in the traditional style of that time.
Called dances. What is that?
So basically, picture kind of square dancing where someone would yell out the next move that you're supposed to do, and you're trying to figure it out as you go.
Oh, and a do-si-do and around the back and 1, 2, 3.
McGraw needs a warning for his next dance.
Kelly Jackson and pick him up and put him down.
So you guys are going to come out there, right?
Give him a hip and put it away. I would actually love to come out there. I'm going to see if I'm free Saturday, because 11 to 6. Now, it's kind of confusing for people who don't know about it. So what's the website to go find out more information so they can figure out a way to get down there?
Yes, you can go directly to marymeacham.org, and Meacham is MEACHUM.
And Mary Meacham is who again?
African-American woman that helped people cross the Mississippi from the Underground Railroad.
So that was her train stop? That was her stop? That was her...
Exactly right.
She was in charge of that area.
Mm-hmm.
And right across the Mississippi in Illinois was freedom.
Exactly right.
So she saw it every day, and she came back and tried to help people. Do we know how many people they actually freed, or how many people went up through the
I don't know off the top of my head.
Right, I don't either.
It's been interesting over the years. The event has kind of evolved. So at first it started focusing on the Underground Railroad, but then obviously as history, since each year parallels that, now this year's event is about the Buffalo Soldiers. So lots of times black men came and trained at Jefferson Barracks to be able to then help with westward expansion.
She's an interesting lady.
It's really interesting. Okay, and for all the information about all the great bike paths all around the region, where do we go?
GreatRiversGreenway.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, she is the Director of Communication, Emma Klues, and it's this Saturday, May 7th, the Mary Meacham Festival. And the website one more time, Great Rivers what?
GreatRiversGreenway.org and MaryMeacham.org.
If we go to GreatRiversGreenway.org, I'm sure we can figure our way to Mary Meacham. Or just do a Google search for Great Rivers Greenway. Find out everything you need to know. Emma, thanks for coming in.
Thank you guys so much.
You're always welcome here. And in terms of full disclosure, I sit on the board. I'm watching the taxpayers' money, make sure the Great Rivers Greenway people spend it correctly. How am I doing over there? Pretty good,
great.
right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Great,
Thrilled to
tremendous.
have you.
The best one of all, right?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how the dancing goes on Saturday.
Or anything.
It depends on how. If you come out and dance on Saturday, I might have a different answer.
Oh, yeah,
all right.
we will.
8:58, Big 550.